Alright guys, so thanks for watching. Oops. So what I want to talk to you about is fishing yo-yos. I bought these from the Cabela's website about a year and a half ago. I've used these about a dozen times and they do work. And I'll edit here. Okay, so those are the packages, or the package that it came in. I bought a dozen of these, and I ended up giving 2 of those away to a couple friends because they wanted to see if they worked, and they were surprised that they did work. So on the fishing yo-yos, I'm going to talk about some of the pros and some of the cons on these. The subject of the video is fishing yo-yos suck, and that's to a degree. They do kind of suck, but they do work and they do have some positive to them. So this would be one of my regular fishing yo-yos. As you guys can see, there's a little hole here, and if you look at the back, I guess there's this one and there's that one over there. Well, you want to make sure that you use hang the yo-yo from this hole, because this one right here is going to interfere with the mechanism, and you don't want that. So you want to use something small that can fit through that hole. On this one, you guys see I have jute twine that I bought at Harbor Freight for like $2. The reason why I went with jute twine instead of this type of line, or some sort of bank line, is because I've used the cheap old, I don't know, it was some sort of cheap camo rope that I bought at Dick's Sporting Goods, and then when you cut the rope, you have like this white fiber stuff coming out of it, so it's like an insulator, and then you got the white piece of rope inside. Well, it was a huge mess. I mean, I hated that thing. So it was a waste of money. The other thing is that I've tried using something like this white bank line, and I wasn't able to find anything that was kind of more like dark colored. And when you hang these up, they are iodine or iodized, whatever you want to call them, where they are, I guess, rust proof. And what you don't want to do is hang these by a tree, near a trail, because some people do like to get off the trail, especially if there's a river. They kind of like to see what's across the river and what's in the water, if the water is clear, if they see any fish, things like that. And if they get close to the shore or the river, they're gonna see this white piece of shiny metal thing hanging, and then they're gonna see this white line hanging from the tree, and they're gonna go check it out. And if you do have a fish, now they're gonna be like, there's a little white or metal round thing hanging with a line, and there's a fish to it. Okay, so what I did is I ended up going with the jute twine because it's very natural, it's very camouflaged. If you're hanging from a tree, it looks just like a tree branch, or just part of the tree. I don't even bother painting these. I haven't had any issues with people coming across these. There were a couple of times where I did go by a trail and there was people walking around and they saw me putting these up, and at that time I was using a white string to hang these, and I ended up taking them off because I didn't want nobody taking my yo-yos away or my fish. So that's it. Make sure that you use something that can fit in that hole. Jute twine works great. It's very natural, and it does have a high resistance, so you can pull on this and it's not gonna break. So it's very I like it a lot. uh, Now the other thing, there's tons of videos out there on how these work. Pretty much what you do is you pull this, and now you have a groove on the reel, and what you do is it catches on that. Now, depending on how sensitive you want it, you can put it at the very, very tip, which I'm trying to do this by looking at the camera. Okay, so if you set it all the way down, it's gonna make it really tough. But if you make it at the very tip, like so, what happens is you have the line, the fish ends up takes it, and now it pulls them in. The hook gets stuck on their mouth, and you're good to go. Now I'm not sure if it's this one. No. No. I know it's one of these. Yeah, it's this one. What I ended up doing on this one, I'm not sure how well you guys can see that, but you guys see the little hook, I guess. What that's not supposed to look like. Okay, it's supposed to look like this. Okay, kind of more of a square type of deal. Versus this. So what I ended up doing is I ended up hanging the yo-yo, and I thought I had set it, sensitively. And what happened, I had it all the way down, and it must have been a big ass fish. So he pulled on it, and it didn't let go, because it wasn't too sensitive. Enough of you guys can see that, but it's a little bit bent. This right here, it's a little bit bent. So you want to make sure that they're kind of sensitive, but not too sensitive, or else when they pull on it, they're gonna pull on this and it's gonna break it. Luckily, this one didn't break. It's still reusable, kind of. That's why I'm making this video, because they do suck, and I want to talk to you about that. What else? So that's it on that. I have some WD-40 over here, and I got some newspaper. We had to make a mess. So what it is, let's see. It's supposed to look like this, okay? Now it doesn't come with this right here. That's something I just did, and maybe I can show you guys a better close-up of how the this is made out of. Alright, so pretty much what it is, this is right here. It's kind of like a safety pin. Let me flip it around. Alright, so pretty much you just unhook it. And I know it doesn't take this long, it's just I'm kind of trying to do this in a hurry. Alright, and then you put your hook in there with bait, and you're good to go. The reason I kind of went with I put this in here is because if this breaks, I don't think there's a way to replace it. I don't think it's gonna break. It's just for my own safety. I just rather have this and then have the hook hang from this than this. I don't know, it's just my preference. Let's see. So it's supposed to look like this. Okay. You pull on this. The fish takes the bait and it makes them tired. So let's see if I can set this up. Alright. Then it's hanging, so you set it up. So you guys can have a hook there. It hangs from the water. It's inside the water, I should say. Fish bites a hook, and then hook gets stuck in their mouth. Now they run away, and then as soon as they pull all the way out, pulls them back in, pull all the way out, pulls them back in until they get tired enough. I'll put some pictures, probably at the end of the video, showing one of the fishes. Um, it must have been at least a good pound and a half. Not even that. Yeah, maybe a pound, pound and a half. Um, it was I guess like a medium-sized fish. Um, but I ended up filleting it and taking the fillet off, um, which wasn't a lot of meat. But in a survival situation, you pretty much take anything you want. So it looks like I'm running out of battery. So with these yo-yos, what I found out is that I don't know if it's due to yeah. Alright, hopefully you guys can see the little spring inside. So that's how it's supposed to look like. That's a normal spring. They're spring loaded. Now this one is no longer usable. I mean, it might be, but okay. So the spring is more apart. Now at this point I have a huge string hanging from the bottom of the desk. It's because it no longer has the spring force to release all of it or pull it back. Okay, so this is supposed to be able to pull a lot more, and it doesn't feel strong enough neither. So this, I don't think it's reusable. I'm coming, Onyx. This one, the springs are okay, but it actually locked, or is kind of locked. First, I thought I had fixed these. No, I gotta. Alright, so same with this. There's the springs. Now these springs look okay to me. The only issue is that you guys see that? They kind of locked. It's not reeling it back in like it should. So what I'm gonna do is use some of this and see if maybe I can salvage this. Okay. Now I haven't done this yet, so this is my first time doing this. And oh, there we go. You guys saw that? You guys see that? Oh, not anymore. So let's do this. Let's give it a few pulls and see if it'll start working again. So let's go ahead and see if we can get some of this up here. Oh, too much. So we'll leave that sitting here for a second. The other thing I wanted to talk about was that the string that it comes with. One of the biggest concerns that I have is the way it's hooked up. Now I'm gonna do my best so you guys can see this. You guys see where it hooks up right there? Okay. To me, it looks like it's very sharp, and that's gonna cut that, I guess, where you hook it up right here. So eventually that's gonna I guess get damaged, and you're gonna have to restring it, and you just put the string through there and then tie it out here, um, which is no big deal. Um, but eventually that's gonna cut out. That's gonna get damaged and get cut. Okay, so now let's go back to this. See if it's working again. So as you guys can see, the string is still hanging. Um, and now it's alright. So I don't think this is gonna be reusable. Maybe it's a string. I don't know. Um, but looking at it, it looks like it's actually the spring inside um, that's not able to pull it back. I don't know if you guys can see the spring inside, but kind of towards the top. Um, they're more kind of stuck together compared to here, where they're kind of more pull apart. And I think why is maybe I think the spring on the top is kind of shut. So hopefully you guys can understand what I'm talking about. See, you guys see the spring? Alright. So there's quite a few that are stuck at the top, like they're pressed in together. Alright, so this is this one. Now look at this one. See how the springs are more pulled apart? So, and I think it might be because they're too stuck. Maybe see if I can find something. No, there's something wrong with the springs. I'm not able to. I'm able to like pull them apart from each other. That way they're not stuck. But they end up going back to kind of sticking together. So that's it on the yo-yos. Take it with a grain of salt. You guys saw the package. What I might do is I might buy a different brand and try those out, see how they last, see how they work compared to these. But based on the the ones that I have, on the package it says yo-yo fishing reel. It's a blue. You guys have the picture: blue, red, white. There's other brands. I'm gonna see if I can maybe get some other ones. They're okay for a couple of times, but once those springs, like here at the very end, once those springs clamp together, it's kind of hard to take them apart compared to these where they're all pull apart. You guys see that? And I'm not sure if it's due to, I guess, I use them and then I put them away without cleaning them. I thought I put some WD-40, kind of see if it'll work. It doesn't seem to be working. So that's it. If you guys have any questions, leave a comment. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and let me know. What do you guys think? Have you guys come across this issue? If so, what do you do? I don't think you can take this off. It's pressed in on the back, so they press it in, and there's no way to take these off or fix them. Um, I know they are used for catching small game. What they do is you have a tree on each end, and then you put a piece of wood in the middle, and then you have a fishing yo-yo hanging from here. You put the bait here, and when the squirrel comes, it gets stuck on their neck. They panic, so they run. The fishing yo-yo catches them, pulls them back. They end up falling to the ground, or kind of hanging from midair, and it chokes them. I don't plan on doing anything like that. They do work. Like I said, I'll put some pictures at the end of this video. But in a survival situation, um, they will wear and they will get damaged, and like this one, or like this one, where it doesn't even pull it back anymore. I mean, it has no more tension. And as you guys can see, even if you do try to hang this from a branch and the fish does pull on it, when it pulls it back, since it doesn't have enough tension, the hell was that? Anyway, since it doesn't have enough tension, when the fish pulls and the yo-yo pulls it back, this string is gonna come out, and now you're gonna be left with a huge mess here, where it's gonna get tangled up, and it's not gonna pull the fish back anymore. So what's gonna do is the fish is gonna take off, and it's gonna pull the branch, and it's gonna pull the fishing yo-yo, and eventually until either the string breaks, or this breaks, or the hook breaks, or the fish ends up taking the whole thing with it, because it's gonna have a huge knot and mess here that is no longer gonna be able to pull it back. Like I said, once a fish pulls it back, since it doesn't have enough tension, some of the string's gonna come off from the bottom, and it's gonna make a huge mess. And hopefully you guys understand what I'm talking about. So that's that. I'm gonna see if I can get some other brand yo-yos. I'm gonna continue to try and see if I can fix this. I don't think I can though. So that's it. Make sure you comment, like, and share. And if you have any questions, leave a comment. Make sure that you subscribe. And like I said, do you have these? Have you tried them? Have you come across this problem? So thanks for watching.